when is the right time for the couple to move in together and stuff like that. I think that's interesting right now.
That has to do with Johnny
I'd say
Depp?
ideally you want to date for a year or two and then move. For me, I think the best deal for a guy is, depending on the state, because there are states where you got common law marriage, where if you live together with a certain period of time, like California, I think it's 10 years, you're married. And so you have to go through divorce court and everything and get out of it. What's interesting is you see a lot of celebrities and people that break up like in year 9.5, just before the cutoff of the common law marriage kicks in, and they got to give away half their stuff to the other person. But I mean, it's a better deal living together. And so you can come up with a business agreement. Like say you buy real estate together, or you buy businesses when you're married together, or maybe she has a little side boutique or something that you invest in and you help her grow that. So she's got that particular thing. So you, just like any business, you can have a business agreement. So you can have financially some kind of financial arrangement that, you each have your own attorneys, it's drawn up. What happens if you get hit by a bus? Then what? And what happens if one, or like in any business, even like, business partners that I've had over the years, is that, like we were Chunky and I were talking about with a friend of his that he was potentially going to go into business with. We talked about that. Like, you got to have a business agreement. What happens if, always know your downside risk? What happens if your assumptions are wrong? What happens after 6 months or 10 years and you're making millions, you can't fucking stand each other? Or maybe one of you wants to go do something else. Or if somebody doesn't do what they say they're going to do, if they don't bring the money, the resources, or put in the time, how do we disengage in a way that's easy for you to walk away and get what you believe you're entitled to, and myself as well, or the other person, or other people you're involved with? And so if you're buying real estate, when we would buy real estate together, like our, the office building we did, we put it into a trust, and the trust owned the piece of real estate, and the three of us were individually liable for whatever the financial obligations if there was deficiencies, like if it needed a new roof or whatever. And so you can do that and have a civil marriage, and whatever you do together, you think of it as a business deal with the real estate or the money or the stocks or whatever it happens to be. If you're, two people come together to share their completeness. And if, God forbid something bad happens, you would want your family and your wife, or your husband for that matter, and the kids to be able to, they would hurt and it would suck, but they'd be able to kick ass without you. Mm-hmm. And you would want that for them. You would cheerlead for that. And if it doesn't work out, maybe after 10, what happens? People get like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and they want to go do something else. And then they decide to separate. It should be, if you make it easy for people to stick around and easy for them to leave, then if they're with you, it means that they really want to be with you. Versus they're with me because, the divorce would cost too much money, or it's too much of a pain in the ass to get out of. That way, if it's easy for them to leave, then and they stick around, they want to be there.
Investments, I don't know that. I mean, I've seen a lot of YouTubers, like, they will, like, live together and then they, like, break up, and then, like, that, like, what happens with their YouTube, like, they have to do two separate things. They can't use the one that they use together unless they have an agreement where, like, the spouse or the partner can take over and they start a new one, whatever it is. But I've seen YouTubers have their couple page and then their own individual one, so they have their backup just in case, which is smart, which is really smart. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because, this day and age, you could be banned, you could be hacked, you could have something you own together that gets tied up in a court proceeding, and neither one of you can do anything with it. And so therefore, one thing, my favorite quotes, Lord Acton said, "Liberty exists in the distribution of power, tyranny in the concentration of it." That's why, like, even with all you guys, we put your social media in there, whatever it is you want to promote. Because, like I said, you can get banned, somebody get hit by a bus. You should build something for yourselves as well, so you can keep going and you have it with you your whole life. Yeah. Your ability to reach out to your people that like to hear what you have to say, what you have to write, the products you make, whatever it happens to be.
I think, this is a situation that happened with me, but some guy that I met through Instagram. We started talking. It was pretty cool. We got each other's number, and right away he was like, "Oh, we should do YouTube together." I was like, I think that's a little too
That's
soon.
sus.
Very sus that you just don't know the person and stuff like that. But I feel like some people also think of it like businessy type, or like they see something. I mean, he used to do YouTube. That was the crazy part. Like he had a girlfriend and he did YouTube with her a lot, and they did TikToks together, and they got viral.
Mm-hmm.
And then they broke up, and they don't use it. Like that page is still there, and nobody can touch it, or they don't like clean it up. But it's just, I mean, they didn't have any backup because their own TikToks really wasn't much. It was just very popular, the ones they had. But I thought it was a kind of sus that someone comes up to you, not knowing so much about you, and like want to do something really quick.
That's why I would just do it like separately.
Yeah.
Do my own YouTube channel separate, and they do their own YouTube channel separate. And if I want a cameo every now and then yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm vlogging every day. Hey guys.
Yeah.
That's why you have multiple video channels, multiple ways to have your content. Your content is backed up off-site. That way, if, like I said, you get banned or a server goes offline and you got it saved nowhere else, then you're fucked. Everything you worked for your whole life is gone.
You know, that hard work, nights that you spent on editing, for sure.